So, kind of let the governor and let the state worry about all the rest. And we just do everything we have to do each day to be ready.
What was the reaction like from some of your players? Because about 10 days before the season actually kicked off is when you guys finally got that official thumbs up that you were going to get to move forward and play. Did you see a difference in intensity and focus once you finally got that final thumbs up that the season was going to kick off?
I think our team pretty much had a pretty good hunch that things were going to go as planned and that we were going to start. We didn't know who we were going to play or if we were going to get a scrimmage or anything like that, but I think they understood that we were going to play and that the state was headed in the right direction and we were doing all the right things. So, I think they were relieved to finally get the news, but at the same time, I think they were ready and they just kept going and kept preparing like they had been.
What are some of the changes you've noted? I mean, what are some of the things you and your team are still adjusting to in regards, like last week, for instance, Keith Byers and I calling the game. We noticed, like, for instance, the officials are never touching the game ball. The players are the one handling. But what are some of the newer rules that you guys are kind of still adjusting to that's kind of stand out to you that are the most eye-popping, I guess?
Sure. The ball thing actually wasn't too hard to get used to. We practiced it for about 10 minutes a couple weeks ago and realized we've been doing it in practice for forever.
Yeah.
You hand the ball back to the center and you go run another play. So that wasn't a big thing. Warm-ups are a little bit unique, and not having fans in the stands definitely feels a little bit different. And just entering the field, and standing on the sideline, it's just a little bit different. I don't know that it's better or worse, but it's just different. So it's taken some getting used to, but I wouldn't say any of it's been really that hard. Our kids have been great. We've had tons of support from our administrators and our parents and everything. So everyone's kind of been doing their part and, just jumping in where needed.
You guys in the last 2 seasons, really just trying to kind of rebuild a few things or retool. You guys were very young the last couple seasons, and for the first time, I believe since you've been here, you have a very good veteran-led group now. You got a lot of experience. Chase Harrison, obviously, he's my favorite player in the G-Walk to watch play. I look forward to calling every game of his. What's this season like in regards to how different it's been the last couple seasons? More confidence? What are some of the differences you're noticing in this unit here in year 3 with Chase Harrison?
Chase is coming back. He's got 20 some games under his belt and everything, and there's a lot of guys coming back. And one of the biggest things we've noticed is we're not really picking up on step one when it was day one. We didn't have to reteach the playbook or re-explain the expectations. We kind of picked up where we left off in our preparation, which has been nice on both offense and defense to kind of have a lot of guys coming back and say, okay, this is what we need to do. This is how we have to do it. Let's get to work. And they were able to hit the ground running once we were allowed to go.
Last week, week one, always the game's always somewhat sloppy for all teams. It's the first real true action you guys see of the season. And we talked about how, for Fairmont, who's a running team, it was going to be easier for them to get going and adjust. And it would be a little bit more difficult for you guys who pass the ball a lot. You guys are very well balanced offensively, but you guys do pass a lot. How did you think last week's game went? You come away with the win, which is always the end goal, but your overall takeaway from week one against Fairmont?
You never turn down a W because it's better than going the other way. But I'm sure they feel the same way. We feel like we played sloppy, and I'm sure that they probably feel like they have some things to improve too. I don't know. I haven't talked to them, but I think it was a great starting point. We were lucky to get out of there injury free. Which was our big concern with having no scrimmages, was the safety of our players. It took a little bit for our offense to kind of get going. It took a little bit for our defense to get dialed in and everything to the speed and the velocity that Fairmont comes off the ball. But I thought our kids did a great job of adjusting. Our coaches did a good job of adjusting, and we were able to get the W in the end.
All right, Brent Ullery, Centerville Oaks head football coach, good enough to join us here today on our 1410 ESPN Dayton High School Football Game of the Week pregame show. Coach, a very different team tonight than Fairmont as far as style is concerned. What's the film show you on Springfield? You have a good team. They have a good team. This is going to be a good matchup tonight. What was the film? What does the film showed on Springfield, and what exactly do you guys have on your hands tonight?
We got our hands full tonight, and that isn't really changed over the years with Springfield. They're fast, they're athletic, they're well coached, and they're explosive. And that's just bottom line. They're just a lot to handle. So we're going to have our hands full tonight, getting ready and kind of putting our team out there in some good positions. But we feel confident in our game plan, and I'm sure they have a great game plan, and we're excited to see where the chips fall.
You guys have a great home field experience too. I mean, you're very passionate fan base. I love your guys' stadium. The field is awesome. Last week, I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, my expectations were it was going to be very almost like a ghost town at a football game. I actually thought the atmosphere was really good at Fairmont, and it's going to be really good here tonight. What were your expectations as far as the atmosphere of a game, even this past Friday night? Were you thinking it was going to be not as loud as what it was, and what's that mean for your home fans here tonight?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was going to be more like a scrimmage, and it wasn't. It wasn't. I felt energy. Our team felt energy. We felt our fans behind us. We traveled pretty well given the limited tickets we were afforded, and I expect our fans to turn out tonight. We have some special things planned with our students and some opportunities for them to kind of be a part of the game as well, even though we're at limited capacity. But it was really cool to see the game unfold and the environment unfold when I thought it was just going to be, like you said, a ghost town. And it definitely was not that. The energy was on the sidelines. The energy was behind us. And once the ball got kicked off and the pads started popping, it was football again.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, you don't want to be picky. We're lucky to even be playing during a pandemic right now, and very fortunate that your seniors and players are getting the chance to play. But I was very impressed with the atmosphere because, we're calling it on radio. I'm like, man, what's the sound going to be like in the background? I thought again, these kids are still getting a very good football experience. It's not watered down. So I'm happy that they're still going to be able to feel the energy of the crowd. Your kids are going to feel that tonight running out on their home field for the first time this season. So looking forward to that again. Centerville, Springfield tonight, kickoff 7 o'clock. Coach Ullery, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck tonight. Much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you for having me.